Bien, bonjour, je me permets de prendre la parole sur mon propre média, YattanoeL TV, une série de courts entretiens avec des personnes méritantes, que ce soit dans le domaine de l'art en général, de la musique, d'autres choses. Scott Page, notre premier invité, est un saxophoniste entre guillemets itinérant, c'est-à-dire qu'il a joué avec différentes formations musicales qui vont de Chuck Berry à Supertramp pour aboutir à se retrouver sur scène avec Pink Floyd. Et mieux que moi pour le présenter, je pense qu'il a eu dans ce court entretien la chance de me séduire une fois de plus en se présentant lui-même tel qu'il est, c'est-à-dire essentiellement un professionnel tel qu'on produit la côte ouest des États-Unis. Scott Page est un ami, il a été mon manager pendant quelques années à Hollywood, et plus que ce que je pouvais produire comme chef-d'œuvre, comme œuvre principale, j'ai toujours souhaité l'interviewer, et il m'a fait cet honneur cette fois-ci en me laissant lui poser quelques questions. Donc je lui ai demandé s'il était d'accord pour que je publie cette vidéo. C'est un entretien court, bref, qui est assez parlant et évoque à lui tout seul ce que peut être la création artistique lorsqu'elle devient peut-être une vocation ou une passion. Donc je vous laisse découvrir la partialité audiophonique de mon ami Scott. Neo Scott Page!
Mr. Yatta,
It's
hi
good
buddy.
to...
Haven't talked to you in a while. It's good to hear from you.
Yes, we didn't talk for years, we haven't met for years, but I'm not a regular person, because I learned from you, and I didn't touch glory for the face of my conviction, but you, Scott, I didn't ask this question. I have to interview you during the late century, and
Yes.
how do you feel today? You're a legend. People talk about you as a legend, and you are not a teacher, but you press people to to learn from themselves. And you asked me one day to stay a good artist and to produce poetry, illustration, and what is your purpose today as a mentor or as an artist?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks, Yatta, for having me on your new podcast. It's exciting. I mean, we've been friends for, so many years now. It was actually very interesting. I drove by Guitar Center yesterday, and up on the awnings, I see the pictures of the logo you did with both of our hands. One hand is yours, and one hand is mine, and look how far Guitar Center's gone with the Rock Walk. So it was really fun to see that, and it was great. I'm happy to have my one of those hands on that logo is mine, and one is yours. So awesome, buddy. Good to see you. Yeah, I've been focusing a lot. I've done a lot of startup businesses, and since we worked together back in the days, through Supertramp and Floyd days, we were working together. I really started focusing on business and really learning how startups work. Afterwards, I started several businesses. I was lucky to take one of them public with Bob Ezrin from Pink Floyd, the producer, and myself,
Yes.
and another gentleman by the name of George Grayson. And we created a whole bunch of pioneered new areas in CD-ROM and multimedia, and created those Monty Python titles, Complete Waste of Time and The Holy Grail, and all those sort of interactive game titles, plus a series of stuff that I did with Howie Mandel, the whole educational series, Little Howie's Great Word Adventure, Great Math Adventure, and Great Reading Adventure. And so since then, I've been focusing mostly on the business area and doing a series of startups. I ended up starting a handful of, I'm actually four more companies since that company. And right now, I'm really focused on figuring out to help artists, content creators, people that are, YouTube artists, musicians and artists, on how do you make money today in a world where content is pretty much free.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a whole new model, and I've been really focused on that area. And I have a new startup called Ignited Network, where we're building basically a virtual media networks for content creators. You can go on to ignited.live, which is coming up. We're in beta right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you'll be able to, as a content creator, go in and
Well,
use your own virtual network. So I'm pretty excited about that, and it's actually a new way for artists to create and generate revenue, and that's using our real-time messaging and publishing platform and audience targeting engine. So I'm really excited. I've been really focused on the technology side of things, and exciting times.
do you still have a team to promote your art today?
Not so much. Again, I've been really focused on the business side of things, and of course, I have a team. I have my business partner Russell Elon, who's been with me for about 18 years. He's a tech, a Silicon Valley tech executive that launched things like the SkyTel two-way paging network. Came out of Hewlett Packard. Very technical guy, and so together, both myself, we built a team that we have building out our tech platform right now. So it's a mobile platform. So it's, again, it's very exciting to look at these times, because I believe this is the greatest time in history for the independent content creator. When I mean independent content creators, I mean people that are really trying to build audience and build a business, a direct-to-consumer business
Mm-hmm.
around their art. And what's great is now we have mobile phones, and those are basically 24/7 contact. You can contact your fans 24/7. Question is, what do I contact them for? And the good part is I can take the order and I can get free distribution. So it's a great time for independent artists to create their own, startup companies.
Okay. Can we say that once in a while during the late, I'm also asking about the last century, but were you a kind of a hipster, like young people should say about fashion? Because
Say that again, the question?
were you a hipster? You know, the fashion hipster? You know, when
Sure.
you have the particular clothes, particular look.
For me, I did that, obviously through the years when I was playing with Supertramp, Pink Floyd, in those days, I was more in tuned in the fashion. Now that I'm more behind the scenes and in the sort of the business side of things, I'm less about that, but I love working with artists that are.
Oh,
I focus on really trying to be a kind of a thought leader in the space of, how to build and create your own kind of independent business. So less from the hipster point of view, but more on trying to be an educator or a mentor to creative people on taking what I've learned from starting businesses and teaching them then about the lean startup principles and new ways to kind of grow and build your own business today. So I'm not so much as hipster in that sense, even though I am playing a lot these days. I play at least 3-4 nights a week now, and do a bunch of recordings and things like that. So I'm still pretty much in the music and the creative point of view, but my main focus is really on mentoring and helping artists build their own businesses.
which is handsome from you. It's very handsome because we are in a state of war. Basically, it's I guess it's synonymous as a situation plan. But do you see yourself as a musician, like in, for example, the last Mad Max? Well, you know, have you seen the last Mad Max?
No,
The,
I didn't see the last Mad Max,
you,
although I just came back from Burning Man. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, France, but Burning Man is that big festival out in the middle of the desert, which is really a lot like Mad Max.
yes,
So, but yeah, again, like I said, I'm really more focused these days on really helping and mentoring creative people on how to build a business in this new kind of connected world we live in now through mobility. Look at right now, we're doing a live broadcast or basically a creating a show right here using my cell phone, and you're recording it over there in France, and you're
yes.
going to be able to go publish that. It's an amazing time for creative people.
And do you plan to come back to Europe soon?
I've actually been asked a few times now, and I'm thinking probably this next year I will to go over and play with. There's a whole series of a couple Pink Floyd tribute bands, and some of the guys from Floyd, some of the other players have been going over there to do some of these tribute bands, which are pretty amazing on the size of audience they're doing. So I am planning on probably coming out this next year, 2017. I'll be coming back to Europe for sure to probably do some of those bands, some of those touring over there.
Great.
Yep.
So I want to thank you for your presence and the honor you give me to be able to interview such a figure as you are. And
Yatta, first of all, we've been such friends for so many years, and you're such a great artist. I'm really honored to be on your show. And thankful. I'm glad we've connected up again, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you this next time I get over to Europe, and we'll get to hang out again. And again, I'm such a fan of YattanoeL. He's a monstrous creative person. You're a great artist, buddy.
you're very
And
nice, Scott.
I'm thankful to be your
I'm
friend.
touched. I hope you will see this picture. I'm very touched. I'm very happy to hear that from you. But I'm kind of retreated those days to be able to pray. Do you believe in God?
Oh, yes, I do, actually. I do a lot. I believe in consciousness. I spend a lot of time meditating. I've actually, over the last 15 years, have gotten very deeply in a spiritual inward journey. So, yes, I do believe that there is, I think the word God is actually the problem, or actually one of the hurdles of understanding what God is because of the label of God. But clearly, the presence of consciousness in the whole world, I mean, it's pretty amazing that this thing works. And I definitely believe in that source. So yes, and I do. I do. Yes, 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 yes.
Okay. So Scott, please receive my best,
Thank you, sir.
and to we forget always to mention Wayne, Laura Moore in our boy business stuff, and Tanya
Yeah.
Page and your father Bill that we we forget as a bad company we are.
Yep.
So
Yep.
please tell all your family and friends my best, and
Yes. Back to your family and
thank
friends.
you very much for your presence.
All right, my friend.
So
Have a good one and good luck with your show, man. Go get them.
thank you. Bye, Scott.
Bye bye.